So how is it that I'm able to buy all these smartphones? So for one, you will need to learn how to budget your money accordingly.
What?
What I mean by that is, if you want to buy a certain smartphone, you don't have to get it right when it's brand new. That's a common misconception. A lot of people like to be first when it comes to doing stuff like that. Me per se, not really that much of a big deal. It's a matter of, do I absolutely want this phone? And if I want it badly enough, I will put money to the side and eventually get it by saving money for the smartphone. You don't necessarily always have to get something when it's brand new. On top of that, all I'm doing is budget smartphones. So if you're only going to be buying budget smartphones most of the time, you don't need to go out and buy it immediately. Another thing too is that when you see like a budget smartphone or anything like that and you want to buy it, they usually go on sale a few months later or if not a month later, and so you're able to buy the phone for a much cheaper price. So whenever you're able to buy a phone for a much cheaper price, that's usually the best time to go ahead and buy the phone, because buying it brand new, you're more than likely going to either pay full retail price or pay more than the full retail price, because sometimes the device is super hot and buying it means that you got to pay a little bit more to actually own it at an early time. And the third and final thing that you need to look out for is not buying a phone when it's brand new. It is okay to buy a new phone. I'm not saying don't do that at all. But what I'm also saying is that if you want to buy a phone that's used, that's usually a cheaper way to go as well. Sometimes you can find a Galaxy S8. Sometimes you can find an LG V20, V30, 40, LG G8. Huawei phones, everything. You can find it on apps like OfferUp, Swapper, eBay, Amazon, and you don't pay full retail price for the phone. Now, granted, you are getting used phones, so you don't know exactly how the phone is going to perform. You don't know what the battery life is going to be like. None of that. You are taking that chance. If you're a tech reviewer like me, then you will just buy the phone because you want to actually use it and put it on your channel for the different type of content. Usually, when you make videos like I do, you buy everything brand new and things become very old to you. I don't do things like that. I buy things that I never had before, so that is new to me. That experience that I have, I put it on videos, and that's why a lot of people watch my videos. That's how I do it. What is going on? So, yeah, you feel a little bit of the rain out here. I was actually getting ready to come out here and shoot some speed test videos, and I was gonna do it in like this area over here. And there are those loud trucks. So therefore, we may be taking these speed test videos over to this part of the yard here. And we have another loud truck. If I do it like over here or out in the open, I'm gonna get wet. And the phone's gonna get wet. And then I won't have any phones to do videos for you guys, and then therefore my channel will be dead. So what's going on, y'all? This is the blog here. This is day number 2. I want to talk to you guys really quickly about folding devices. So I just recently read an article online, and it was talking about folding devices, particularly the Motorola Razr from Verizon that's supposed to be coming out later this year here. Now, here's the thing about foldable phones here. I think they're much needed because whether we realize it or not, technology is going to be advancing at a high rate continuously until the end of time. And as you see here, phones that are literally folding at the screen now can be opened and used as a tablet, or presumably as a tablet, a screen that's bigger than the average smartphone, except it bends at the screen. So technology, as far as that, is becoming more and more, you know, demanded by consumers. And so you see a lot of OEMs pushing that technology out there. And if you want to be an early adopter of it, there's a hefty price to pay for it. With the Motorola Razr here, it is said to have a retail price of $1,500, which is pretty much cheaper than any of the other folding phones that are coming from a top brand company or a top name company as far as Samsung and Huawei. So it being a lot of money still, because it's 1,500 bucks, but it being cheaper than the other options will make it a little bit more appealing. So I think that's a good move by Motorola. Don't try to overcharge people. I mean, even though you probably still are, but don't try to be the one charging the most. And I believe the Motorola Razr, it being the less of the big 3 that are coming out, it being one of them, it's gonna make it a bit more appealing, and it's a bit more easier to digest. Now when I say it's a bit more easier to digest, all I mean is that it's a flip phone. It's something that people have seen before, and so it won't be hard to adapt something like that. And it would be a little bit different to see a phone that flips up and it have an entire screen, as opposed to it being something that folds horizontally. You see phones that are folding at the screen now, and they at the price of over $1,000 easily. Just imagine in a few years you could probably get a budget phone that folds at the screen for $300 on Amazon or AliExpress with the top of the line processor in it. So just think about the times that we are in right now. Folding phones are going to become a huge thing, in my opinion. They could not, but I think it's a strong chance, as long as the technology gets a little bit cheaper and as long as people are slowly adopting it and seeing the actual uses and good things that can come from it. And there's a lot of positive things that can be done from a screen being foldable. Not carry, you probably not carry a tablet anymore. It just all depends on your usage, but I'm pretty excited about it now. It's not that I can't personally get one, because I absolutely can. If I wanted to, I can make it happen some way, somehow. But I'm just excited about the future, because with Motorola taking their time on this device here, I feel as though they're trying to make it as perfect as possible, if that makes any type of sense. When I say perfect, I don't literally mean perfect. I mean they're testing to get this device right. So are you guys excited about the folding phones that are coming out in the future here? Are you expecting Samsung to release something else and it breaks? Who knows? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next part of the vlog. Deuces. So Motorola is going to be releasing the Motorola Razr version 4. I think that's the name of it, not 100% sure. They're going to be releasing that phone. It's going to be the folding phone that takes the old Motorola design, or the Motorola Razr design, the flip phone that they had about 10 years ago, I'll say. And they're going to take that design and put a screen inside of it, and they'll have a hinge in the middle so that it folds up and down. So that's the design of the phone. And what they're doing is they're going to aim at the mid-range market for that phone, for people who wants to get into that market but doesn't want to spend the more than $2,000 for a foldable phone. So when you really think about it, it makes sense. Someone has to be in that market, someone has to be in this market, just to see how things work out. And with it being the cheapest one, I think it will work out. So apparently it's going to be mid-range specs, mid-range performance, and they're going to be focused more entirely on the actual design and, the basically literally just how the phone looks. That's all they're focusing on, how it looks and how it works. That's what they're aiming for the most. But as far as software experience and whatever, it's going to be pretty much mid-range specs. And so they're trying to bring that design, that quality, down to the mid-range part of the market. I think it's a good idea. Why not? So this absolutely sucks. This sucks so bad. It's not too big of a deal because, one, it's raining. Like, I'm not mad that it's raining, but it does get into the way of what I was gonna do.